Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the next topic in chapter 2, that is characteristics of business, features of business. The first feature is production or procurement of goods. What is meant by production? Production means producing the products. Procurement means getting the products. So, in order to satisfy the human wants, goods must be produced or procured. Next comes sale, transfer or exchange. So once the goods been produced, it should not be kept idle. It has to be transferred to the place where it is needed. So normally transfer in sense what? Making sales. If a person weaves the cloth for his personal consumption, it is not business because there is no transfer for sale. That means he is not going to sell that product. So that is not considered as business. If at all there is a motive of selling or transferring the goods which is being produced, then only it will be termed as business. Next characteristics is dealing in goods and services. It means the businessman should know what all comes under goods and what all comes under services. So goods produced or procured may be consumer goods like a cloth, pen, brush, bag, etc. Consumer goods means it will be consumed by the consumers. Consumed in sense it will be used by the consumers. So we are consumers. What we do is we buy cloth, we buy pen. For what? For using it. For the purpose of using. So we are termed as consumers. When we buy the goods, such goods are called as consumer goods. Next comes services. Services are the activities which is performed in order to help the consumers, like supply of electricity, gas, water, transportation, banking, insurance, etc. Next characteristic feature is regularity of dealings. The businessmen should do their work regularly. They should carry on the business regularly. Then only they can achieve the profit motive. If there is an isolated dealing means if suppose they are not doing the business regularly on a regular basis, they are very lazy in sense it is not constituted as business. Example, if a person buy a scooter for his use and he is using it and later on he is selling the scooter for a profit, this will not be termed as business because he is using it for a year or more than a year. Then only what he is doing? He is selling. So it will not be constituted as regular in dealings. So businessman means he has to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. This activity must continue. Then only it will be termed as regular in dealings. Next feature is profit motive. Profit motive is an important feature of business since business is carried on only for earning profit. Business is an economic activity, as you already know, you saw in the definition also, by which human beings make their living. It is in fact attracts the people to do business. In business only they are earning more and more profit. So it is attracting more number of persons to do the business. Next feature is element of risk. Risk factor plays a very important role in doing business. Doing business is not such an easy job. Risk element is always present. Earning profit may be uncertain. Since business depends on the number of factors beyond the control of the businessman. Example, first one, change in consumer preference. Suppose we can take it as an example. If a businessman is producing a particular product, washing machine, brand Whirlpool. Okay. Suppose another businessman is producing same product but a different company, Samsung. Here consumers are in need of, most of the consumers, majority of the consumers, if they are in need of product Samsung, what will happen if the person, that is the businessman producing product Whirlpool? So it is a risk. So according to consumer taste and preference, they have to check. If the consumer taste and preference go on changing, it will be difficult for the businessman. Next is shortage of raw materials. Next risk, shortage of raw materials. Suppose raw materials, while producing a product, raw materials in shortage means that is also a risk if he could not get immediately the particular raw materials. So it is a risk for that particular businessman. Next is transport bottlenecks. Transport bottlenecks means serious traffics during while transit of the products. Nearly for half an hour, 1 hour, nearly most of the city sides, when you see, the roads are very traffic. Nearly for 1 hour they have to wait in order to cross from one place to another, in order to move from one place to another. So this is also a very serious risk present in the business in the period of emergency. Next risk is power crisis. Power crisis means shortage of power. Shortage of power also will be a element of risk present in the business, which is the obstacle for the businessman in producing the particular product in the correct time when it is in need of. It is also a characteristics of business where businessman must be alert always in order to avoid certain risk in order to attain profit. So these above factors may upset business and may result in loss. Thus any business activity includes an element of risk too. That's all about the characteristics of business. Next we'll move on with different objectives of business. There are 5 objectives of business. They are economic objectives, social objectives, organization objectives, human objectives and national objectives. So these are the 5 kinds of objectives which is seen in the business. Let me explain it one by one. Students, so you listen carefully. These are the main objectives of business. Every business enterprise has these objectives. These objectives only regulate and generate its activities. That is, according to these objectives, the businessman work in order to earn more profit. Let us now see the explanation of these objectives. The first objective is economic objective. As already you know, economy itself means deals with money. So economic objectives of business refers to the objectives of earning profit and also other objectives that are necessary to pursue in order to achieve the profit objective. So profit is the source of income for business. Profit is the main motive because the businessman can invest the profit amount in further expansion of the business. Next objective is social objectives. Social objectives are those objectives of business which are designed to be achieved for the benefit of the society. Since the resources are used from the society expects something in return for its welfare. Let me explain this social objectives in detail. Social objectives relates to the society alone. That are the expectations of the society from the business. Business exists only with the help of society. How? Because the businessmen, what they do is they get necessary sources for the business from the society alone. The raw materials they are getting from the suppliers belong to the society. Labors also from the society. So all the inputs they are getting from the society alone, and outputs what they are doing is, that is the finished products. The finished products are sold out again to the society. Next objectives is organizational objectives. Organizational objectives means the goal which is to be achieved in the organization. So it denotes those objectives an organization intends to accomplish. Intends means the steps which is taken by the organization in order to acquire the objectives, in order to accomplish, to gain the objectives during the period of the work that is carried on in the organization. An organization can achieve its objectives only through expansion, modernization, supply of quality goods to consumers. Even they have to look into customer satisfaction. Then only these objectives can be achieved. Next comes human objectives. Human objectives. The objectives is achieved only when the organization or the business, when it concentrates on the employees' well-being and their upliftment in the social and psychological satisfaction and development of human resources. Means only when the employees in the organization has been satisfied and their expectations and fulfillment has been met, then only these objectives will be achieved. Next objective is national objectives. As business plays an important role in the nation, it must fulfill certain objectives in providing national goals and aspirations. The business activities should be conducted in order to achieve the goals of the country by providing employment opportunities to its citizens and earn revenue for its exchequer. That is, exchequer in sense central government, or you can even term it as state government. So the business should earn revenue. Revenue means what? Income for its government. So become self-sufficient in production of goods and services. Become self-sufficient in case refers to country's capacity to meet its own food needs. Business activities should also promote social justice, etc. That means it refers to the people in the country should have access to wealth, health, well-being, equal justice for everyone, etc. While doing business, the businessman not only achieves the goal for himself, he also achieves economic objectives, social objectives, organizational objectives, human objectives, and national objectives. So with this, objectives got over, students. Next we'll move on with the comparison of business, profession and employment. The first comparison, basis of comparison is mode of establishment. Mode of establishment, how it is being established, through what way it is being established. So business is established through way of promoters. Promoters means the person who wish to start the business. So the promoter's decision, registration and other formalities as prescribed by law. So the promoters only will start with its registration. Next, profession, membership of a professional body or certificate of practice. So in a profession, for doing a profession, the particular person first has to be trained in that particular field. So in that professional body he has to be trained and he will be receiving a certificate of practice. Employment means service contract or letter of appointment. So in order, if you want to get an employment opportunity in a one particular organization or particular enterprise, means there they will give letter of appointment in order to appoint a person who is selected for working in that organization or at that enterprise. Next basis is nature of work. According to nature of work under business, they deal only with goods and services. So they have to provide the goods and services to the public. Under profession, personalized service of expert nature. They have to provide their own service. Profession, for what profession they have come. If they are doctors, they have to provide that professional duty. If they are teachers, they have to provide that professional duty in an expert nature. They have to be expert in that field. Employment, employer will assign certain works to the employee. So the employee should abide by the employer. Next is qualification. No qualification is essential in order to do business. In case of profession, educational qualification as well as training qualification is needed. And in case of employment, minimum qualification is essential according to the work given to a person. Next basis of comparison is basic motive. Motive in sense, the goal, the objective. So main objective of a business is to earn profits by satisfying the needs of the society. And in profession, they are rendering service. And in case of employment, earning wages or salary. The employee will earn wages or salary by doing the work given by the employer. Next basis is capital. Capital investment is required as per the size of the firm, that is size of the business. If it is small, medium amount of capital is enough. If it is a big, large amount should be invested. So according to the size, the capital is invested. In case of profession, limited capital is necessary for establishment. For establishment in sense, in order to move further in their profession. Next is in employment, the employee no need to invest any capital. Instead, he will receive some salary or incentives from the employer. Next is reward. Reward in sense for doing such activity, what that particular person is getting in return. In case of business, the businessman will get profits. In case of profession, the professionalist will get certain fee. In case of employment, the employee will get salary or wages. This is the rewards they get for each activity. Next basis is risk. Risk means danger. What type of danger or risk present in business is profits are uncertain and irregular. Normally, the businessman cannot always expect profits alone. So it is uncertain. Profession, fees is regular and certain, so never negative. Here, in case of employment, fixed and regular pay is given to the employee, so there is no risk present in case of employment. Next basis is transfer of interest. In transfer of interest in sense, transfer of work. So transfer of work is possible in some form with some formalities. In case of profession, transfer is not possible, and in case of employment also, employee cannot transfer his work to any other person. Next basis is code of ethics. Ethics means morals, certain morals, what to do and what not to do. So, no specific code of ethics or morals is present in business. In case of profession, professional code of ethics is present. In case of employment, rules and regulations of the employing organization is present and the employee should abide by it. With this second chapter gets over, students. Once again, I will recall for you what all we came across in chapter 2 under objectives of business. First, we saw about introduction, then types of economic activities, characteristics of business, objectives of business, and at last, comparison of business, profession and employment. Thank you, students. Please go through it properly and take a note of it and gain more knowledge what is about business. Thank you, students.